It's a classic Ivy League matchup, Brown versus Harvard. But tonight's big game in Cambridge is nothing like previous years. This particular showdown features two potential NFL players, so you know people will be watching.
Of course, and for no other reason than to see our own Matt Miller joining us now live from Harvard Stadium. So, Matt, what's the ambiance like there? I know it's early in the day, but a lot of trucks coming and going, I imagine.
It's early in the day, but people are getting pretty pumped already. The football players have been arriving since really 6 o'clock this morning, jogging around the stadium, which is pretty cool. It's also pretty cold and blustery. It's going to be the 109th game between Harvard and Brown, and each team has a serious NFL prospect, which makes it so interesting. Also, of course, they are co-champions of the Ivy League from last year, and they both suffered defeats in the first game of the season last week. So all of that adding to the excitement, plus the fact that it's a Friday night game. And the students, of course, are getting more psyched up for a Friday night game than they would for a game, say, at noon on a Saturday.
Yeah, normally, you don't hear of a lot of Ivy League players in the NFL, right?
You'd only hear of many. I mean, there are 1,700 players in the NFL total. Only 8 who play regularly are from the Ivy League, but they do occasionally have players in the league. You know, Ivy League graduates make more than the typical graduate from a liberal arts college in the U.S. I was thinking this may be a reason that they don't typically go to the NFL. If you graduate from an Ivy League school, you're going to make 45 to 50 grand a year. If you graduate from a normal liberal arts program in America, you're going to make 30 to 35 grand a year. But if you go to the NFL, chances are, if you're a fifth-round draft pick, for example, you make $500,000 a year. So that's probably sort of the impetus behind wanting to join the pro sports league.
And I mean, the Ivy League, does have some pretty strong roots, right, in college ball.
It's actually really the beginning of college football. The first intercollegiate football game was played between Princeton and Rutgers in 1869. Harvard also played Tufts. Harvard played McGill in the 1870s. It's a 136-year-old program. So really the Ivy League responsible for intercollegiate football, but of course it wouldn't stand really a chance against a Michigan or an Ohio State.
All right, Matt, we're going to be watching all day. Thanks for the debrief there. Our own Matt Miller in Cambridge.